Hi everyone, my name's Robyn Ridley and I'm the author of the beautiful Soul Expression Oracle cards. So I'll show those to you. My daughter, Belinda Lansdell, was the artist. So it was a mother and daughter team project, which was amazing. So you could imagine when you're putting together a deck of cards and you're working on them, the connection that you have with each and every card. Because we did it collaboratively every step of the way. So the Soul Expression Oracle cards to me are about tapping into the beautiful goddess within. So it's like allowing our true essence to be revealed, allowing that which needs to be seen to come to the fore. So it's really exciting that we actually created this deck because its purpose is quite introspective. So it can be healing. You can go as deep or as shallow as you like. Obviously, the more that you use it, the deeper you may go, and obviously, the greater the gains. Because for us, when I was developing this deck, know thyself was key for me. I feel if we know thyself, then that's when we have the opportunity to grow so much. So, if you like, the goddess awakens, and that's really what it's about. So, Soul Expression Oracle for me is a beautiful deck exploration of self, enabling us to see all aspects of ourselves. So each of the goddesses in the deck, and there's also an eagle and an angel and things like that in the deck. Everything in the deck is a representation of an aspect of you. So it's like, yeah, tapping into that, which is really exciting. So I just wanted to show you this card is a killer, and this is the first card you'll see when you open your pack. And she's our beautiful Egyptian goddess with all the symbolism there. And she, to me, is like the guardian of the deck. So it's like you will connect with all different cards along the way. So I'll show you a few more later, but just a little in how to use them. And that's my purpose here today. So when we get a deck of cards, it's a really nice idea to go through and look at each card individually. So, connect with it. Look into the eyes of the being on the card, or really feel into the card and just, I don't know, it's like making that establishing a connection that it's like, okay, if I'm meant to see you, you will appear. Yeah. So it's so beautiful to do it that way. Now, I don't want to get hung up on processes, because what happens is a lot of people get hung up on processes that they lose the moment. So, however you normally cleanse your cards, do it that way. You might tap to clear your deck, you might use Reiki, or you may smudge your deck. It's whatever works for you. Okay, so these cards are open for whatever purpose you create. Also, when we're looking at shuffling our cards, how do you shuffle? Some people like the old poker shuffle when they go do 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 and do that to their cards, and others actually just like to do it this way, And some people like to split the deck. There's no hard and fast rules. What works for you is perfect. What works for you is what you're meant to do. Okay, loving it. So before you connect with our deck, I actually wanted to talk a little bit about the different spreads in the deck. So we have our beautiful guidebook, which is here. There we go. There's our guidebook. So each of the beautiful cards is in here, and plus some of the spreads. So I say if you just want a card for the day, you could do a one card spread. If you want a little bit deeper reading, you could do your 3-card spread. And if you wanted to do a deeper, more intensive one, you've got your 6-card spread. And in our deck, that's called the Venus Revealed Intensive Spread. And as you can see here, see this is like a Venus rose. And so, there's even jewelry with this beautiful rose that it's my connection with Venus that this came to the fore. And so this spreads much deeper. So when we're looking at our 3-card spread, we're looking at our perception of a situation. We're looking at the influences or the current issue around that. And then, of course, we're looking at the potential. So that's fairly well similar to a lot of other decks, I guess. Our 6-card spread is much more involved, and it looks at, like, the current situation goes in the middle of the rose, and then each of the petals represents, the first one represents our strengths. Our second one looks at the support that we might require at this point in time. Our third one looks at that which might be holding us back, or, maybe our weaknesses. Our fourth one is our feminine traits that are being revealed in the spread, which is really exciting. And of course, the next one. So it's about well, there's the fourth one's around the road. It's really the fifth one. And then the outcome. So you can see, you don't have to remember that, but it's just showing you it's a more in-depth spread. So if we are shuffling for a one card spread and a card flies out of the deck, the old jumper, it's like that is quite more than likely your card, but you trust your intuition on that. But that's generally how it works for me. Now, when we're doing a 3-card spread, if one card flies out of the deck, well, we know that's not part of your 3-card spread, but put it aside because it might add that extra meaning or influence to your 3 cards. So it's always good to keep it there. And it's the same for the other one as well. So a great way to just do it, don't make it complicated, and trust your intuition. What I say doesn't necessarily mean what you have to do. So let's just have a little look. I've got a little verse in here in the preparation reading and using the cards. And this one says, what you can do is you can hold the cards in your hand, or you could put them on your heart, whatever works for you. And you can say, I connect with my soul essence and call upon my spirit guides to bring forth that which my soul is yearning to be expressed. I embrace my femininity and honor the goddess within. I give thanks to the deeper understanding and truths that are being revealed. So you can see that's quite an in-depth verse there, but it'll help you connect to the deck. Now, you might have your own that you use all the time, and that's fine. So that's just a little example. So that just allows you to use that. So what we can do is we go, okay, we might have, I'll just show you a couple of the cards first. So Camellia, she is one of my favorites, the Grecian goddess. So she's about the goddess, the priestess, and the mystic. Absolutely beautiful, connecting to her. Who have we got here? Now, Shindu, she's all about wholeness and completion. So you can see she's got the world there in her creative area. Such a beautiful representation. Oh, the lovely Rihanna, she's about empowerment. So if you get her, it says empowerment, strength, courage. So the words are written on the bottom of the cards, quite just a simplistic explanation. And then, of course, your guidebook goes into detail. We have Jazeen. She's our Indian goddess about commitment. So, what are you committing to? And yes, it could be marriage, or it could be a number of things. And if you're not committing, why not? Maybe it's not the right commitment, so it's a really interesting card. We have, I'll just show you a couple more. Narangi, beautiful transformation, vulnerability, and healing. You can see both sides of her there as she's going through that process. And those animal lovers amongst us, our beautiful eagle, Sentosa. So they all have their own names, which were channeled predominantly by me, but some by Belinda. And then we have, I don't want to show them all to you, but we have our mermaid, we have our angel, our fairy, we have a lotus, our beautiful serene, which is about harmony and stillness. So you can see there's a huge variety there. I won't keep going through them, but the idea is getting to know them. So I'm putting them all back in, and I'm just going to shuffle them, and I'll just pull one now, just to give you an example. So just a light shuffle here, and we're just going to pull this card, which is Amelia, and she's about reflection, mirror, and clarity. So what I ask you to do when you pull a card is actually look into the card to see what you see before you go to the guidebook. Have a little look. What could that mean for me? And it's like, the crystal in between the hands might stand out for you, like the radiation of the reflection, the radiating crystal, or the mirror image of Amelia. There'll be things that might come to your mind. So take note of that before you go to the guidebook. When you go to the guidebook, there might be more explanation. So let's have a little look. Amelia. Let's have a look. Here we go. So it says reflection, mirror, and clarity. Amelia supports women to see things exactly as they are. She highlights the importance of such reflection in embracing our inner goddess. Amelia asks women to see themselves clearly and know exactly who they are. So you can see there's a whole thing on reflection there. And then, of course, we've got a big blurb, which I'm not going to go into now. So they're quite simple. They're so simple to use. But if you can get a journal out and give yourself permission to sit with them, then go for it. Um, the only stipulation I have is to have fun. Enjoy connecting with the cards. Don't have any expectations and be open to what comes. So I hope that helps you, gives you a little bit of insight into this deck, but also lets you know that there's no hard and fast rules, and trust thyself first. Okay, well, lovely to talk to you, and thank you so much for listening. Thank you.